everybody, welcome to this amazing game of Pokemon Unite, the MOBA Pokemon game that came out on the Switch. It's free to play, will be on mobile soon enough. I've been jamming to this game pretty hard since its release. It's been out for about a week, but I haven't made any videos because I didn't want to until I understood the game. And I fully understand this game as I made it to the Masters rank. So I was asked, can we do Gengar first? And so we'll be doing Gengar. If you've never played this game or don't know anything, I'll do my best to explain it, but we'll jump into this quickly and explain Gengar. He's a speedster class. There are 5 classes. Attacker, which is pretty much the equivalent of ADC. Your defender, which is tank. Support is self-explanatory. All-rounders, your bruiser. And then speedsters are your assassins, and Gengar is a speedster. In this game, you have 2 paths for every move set, which make your build very different, and then you can also equip some weapons. We're going to be running Sludge Bomb here and Hex. They combo together. Sludge Bomb just poisons, while Hex is a dash that ports you onto the enemy and deals heavy damage. If they are afflicted by a status condition, you can constantly recast it on them, which essentially kills them outright. So you Sludge Bomb them and then Hex them in order to finish them off. Gengar has the passive that he just has increased movement speed while not in combat, and his Phantom Ambush is a good way to get around. That's really it. Gengar's insanely good and kind of dumb. Like, almost broken dumb. Now, if you want to know what we're running on him, we have to go to our Battle Prep held items. So, this game doesn't have in-game shops. Instead, you have to equip and upgrade items before you jump into the game. We run Shell Bell for some small recovery, Wise Glasses for high damage, and then special attack specs so that every time you score a goal, your attack increases by 12. I think that goes to 16 when you upgrade it. I'll have to check that out later. I could check there. Here, let's check. It's bothering me. There you go, yeah, it's 16. So once that gets to 20, that'll be pretty strong. I got to Masters without having maxed items, so they're not necessary. They obviously help, but not necessary. So just to show, I made my Masters rank. I'm really proud of it. But we're going to just be showing off in standard mode because I'm going to be saving my Master rank matches for another day. For now, let's jump into a Gengar match. Alright, let's see if we can snag Gengar. Oh, no. Yes! Alright, perfect. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is notate we are taking jungle. Don't care. I am gonna jungle, and I know a lot of other speedsters want this role. It's a very popular role to have for sure, but I hope he gives me the damn jungle, because if we have to fight for it, it's a scary thing. It just got out of a game where I don't even want to talk about it, but that's why we come to standards. And when I want to do something specific, nobody's gonna let me do it. So the role-wise, one thing we can talk about is like who goes where. Top path is supposed to be your tank and ADC. Bottom path is supposed to be your support and your all-rounder, and then your speedster takes jungle. That's the typical path. The power item we're using, or what is it? They just call it a battle item. We're using the eject button. It's equivalent to Flash in League of Legends. You just teleport a short distance. Makes a huge difference when getting in and out of fights. So their team has 1 support, 3 attackers, 1 speedster. You can tell by the color of the portrait's background. We have a speedster, support, defender, another speedster, and attacker. And so how this game should go is in the beginning, you're highly focused on leveling up. Over everything else, on every character, you're focused on leveling up. Points are good, and they can change how the flow of battle goes, but over everything, even if you're like falling behind, you just need to keep killing wild Pokemon so that you can level up. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So I'm Ghastly, and he starts out as a very, 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 very weak Pokemon. Like, this is weak AF. So let's begin. It's gonna take some time. Come on, Will-O-Wisp, please come out. Oh no, puppy runs faster than I do. Now, item-wise, a lot of people probably run Floatstone. I just stopped running it just for reasons. I don't know, I felt like I just want to deal more damage. It's not about the chase down. I've got a freaking teleport. And plus, my passive already gives me, I don't know how much of a % of movement speed increase, but it's a % movement speed increase, so I'm not gonna fight it. So first things first, we go for the 2 jungle buffs. The blue one is for additional damage against wild Pokemon when they're low on health. The red one is for slows on basic attacks, helps you gank. I will not be ganking too much, unless it's like they're being heavily pushed. I'm not likely going to show up because, again, I'm probably one of the weakest starting speedsters. I do not have the power everyone else does. So we went for Sludge, poisons them, and it's a setup for Hex, so it's not a very good... Oh, what are you doing here? So, basic attack slow. I don't know what he's doing here, but he's not able to get away from me. Lick him back in. And Lick is a pull damage ability. Not that great, but this red buff's really keeping him here. Keep him with me. Uh-oh. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. Sorry, I out-leveled him, I outright won. So there's no items to buy in game. I believe I mentioned that before. If I did not, well, I'm mentioning it now. So essentially it's all about your levels. So wiping people out, constantly defeating wild Pokemon, that's the way to go. I believe we're aiming for level 7 to get the Hex. And that's when we go online and things go well. So my jungle buffs are back up, but I want to finish taking the middle here. I don't know why the enemy Ghastly came out like that. It's going to put him way too far behind for this to happen. But once we come online, we become a hyper carry, and Gengar is actually one of the few Pokemon that can steal objectives by himself and do it efficiently. There are other Pokemon that can do it, but like... it's not usually the other speedsters. They do great damage against people and can wipe people out quickly, but they have too high of a cooldown, and it's more burst damage than it is sustainable damage, where Gengar literally just wipes everything off the face of the planet. He's that broken. Oh, there's Hex, and here's where the power comes in. So this teleport, as you can see, dead. And that's how we kill everything in this game. So bottom's being pushed. We're going to go ahead and head down that way. Top's doing fine. Bottom, and we're going to grab this berry for a little bit of movement speed. We are a bit injured, but I'll make do. Very important we aim this. There we go. Poison them, and there we go. Ah, I missed. It teleported over to the Ninetales, but I got the gank. That was the important bit. So we got our poison back up anytime the poison's up. And then we just constantly teleport onto them. Dead, dead, and then we score points. Simple as that. This is brain dead. Boom, baby. Where did the Audino go? Oh, yeah, that's right. So this is what I mean by he can take objectives. I'm half life. Here's Dreadnought. This is an objective thing, supposed to be a team effort. I've already taken half his life in one set combo. I gotta wait for a Hex. I accidentally messed it up. I should have only done 3. There's the poison, and then 1, 2, 3. Done. Stole it under their nose. They didn't know I was here. I don't think they even thought about it, and so we just make sure we hit the Ninetales because she was poisoned. Now don't use my Hex until status conditions. Done. And this is the hyper carry. So dumb. So a lot of people are like, oh, this is broken. There's no counterplay. There is counterplay. It's just not on a 1v1 scale. Do not take Gengar on by yourself. So we're just gonna go ahead and use that flash to port over the wall and dunk some more points. So Dreadnought on the bottom, when you defeat him, he gives your entire team a shield bonus experience, and I think you're supposed to have that experience for a while, like increased experience gain for a while. I have to re-look into that. Just, it's a vital thing to get ahead of your opponents. It's all you gotta know. So Sludge Bomb Plus, we're actually pretty much set up. You're set up in online as soon as you get Hex. It just took forever to kill this, I don't know why. We could probably go for buffs, or because we have the special attack specs, I could try to sneak in smaller scores. So that's another thing when you have the specs or the weight, specs, weights, or cookie. Those items pretty much reward you for multiple dunks. So if you get a small amount of points like I have here, like 3, and then you come here and dunk, this increases my stats permanently for the rest of the match. So it just stacks up endlessly. So we're gonna come over here, and this team is pretty much done, but they can still come back. It's not over. Ow. Oh, okay. Ooh. And they're dead. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. There were 3 of them. I shouldn't have missed that as much as I did, but Greninja is one of the other carries that's extremely good in this game. So there's two types of attackers. There's special attack and then attack. Attack allows you for crits, and then special attack is more mage-like, if I were to describe that. So here's an objective: Rotom, poison him, and then proceed to just hex him to death. No other Pokemon can do it this fast, this efficiently, or I haven't seen them. Oh, Garchomp can. There's other reasons for that. And done. Objective taken. And they didn't see it coming. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get some more points, even though it's better if I had less. The more points you have, the longer it takes to score in the goal, so I'm just trying to increase my special attack by scoring, which takes too long if I build up. But if Rotom gets in there, it's instant. Good. Good. Yeah, no, we're pretty much done. This game's done. Ow. Oh, you want to fight? Okay. No! Targeted the wrong person. I didn't see them coming around. That's not good. Alright, so we're gonna go invisible with this. Punch them, poison them, kill them. Done. Cinderace, one of the best, most broken characters in the game. I'm dead. He's the best attacker by far. I can't even explain how good he is, that if your team doesn't have him but the opposing team does, 9 out of 10 times the opposing team wins. Cinderace basic attacks, because he's a physical attacker, he can crit, and then his abilities increase his crit and movement speed and attack speed, and nobody else gets that. And it's like, oh man, when your tank dies in a couple of seconds to him, you just cry. So the way to defeat these hyper carries that are so broken is just crowd control them, have defenders on the team. Oh, you're dead. I hit you first. Done. 2,000 damage on that. So Zapdos. Zapdos, when the game hits 2 minutes, points are doubled. So I have 41, it's actually going to be worth 82. Now let's grab that for a little more. And then if I score this, it's worth double. What Zapdos in the middle does is he disables the defenses so that your scores are instantaneous. So I wouldn't have had to wait for that. And that 48 from that bunny up there wouldn't be such a problem either. But if we do end up taking it, it gives everybody alive 20 points to score, and then also proceeds to turn off their defenses. And that's what Rotom does. He turns off the defenses and also scores 20 points for you based on his HP. So I have 50 points again. Just gonna run my happy butt over here and get some more goals. And it's over. They surrendered. At least I got my points, I think. So that was a one-sided stomp. It was just standard game. Let's see how good I did. I would really like to see. And if you haven't seen Gengar, that's how to play him in a very brain-dead kind of way. 311 points, not bad. 7 kills. Could have done better. But we did good. So I always like to review this. You can kind of see where the team's doing well. Enemy team really didn't get all too much, so we took very good advantage of that. A couple things to talk about, though. A lot of people do not like the Zapdos mechanic as far as the comeback goes, because they believe that it's just too powerful. I agree that some games feel like you're dominating really hard, and then they get Zapdos and you just lost. I understand that. It is possible to recover from them taking Zapdos, because what happens is when you take Zapdos, your whole team just sprints to the goals and scores like 500 points. They have to try to kill you before you get there, because they can't stop you from scoring anymore, because it's instant like dunk. So it's kind of like, that's why Zapdos is so strong, but that's why the end game's vital. There's so much to this game that makes it complicated and it's also extremely basic at the same time. So I'm going to do my best to come out with videos to help you guys understand all the complicated stuff so you can do better in your games, and then I'll have some master ranks up and some guides to every Pokemon along the way. There are things to understand, like what type of attacker your Pokemon is. I have a book that has them handwritten down to which one are which. So Gengar, as an example, is special attack. So if you go to equip him with items, you get the ones that increase special attack. But the problem is he can wear physical attacking items, so you wouldn't know unless you test or look up a list of someone who already has gone through and figured out like what type of attacker they are. Out of all the attacker roles in this game, there are only 2 that are physical, which is Greninja and Cinderace, where everyone else is special attack. So they're more like mages than they are actual ADCs. But that's what makes Cinderace so powerful. He's one of the few ADCs, and he's just, everything about him is just so good. But thank you all for watching. If you like this video, I'll be coming out with more Pokemon Unite along the way. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.